Welcome to episode 3, season 4 of Rating Your Nitro Type Profiles. Today, I'll be rating the next 10 people who entered. The winner will get $2 million of Nitro Type cash, second place will get $1 million, and third place gets $500,000. I'll also use a random number generator to pick one random person from today to win $500,000 of Nitro Type cash. If you'd like to enter, click on the YouTube video link in the description and watch the instructions on how to enter. If you have any questions, please let me know and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Enjoy. The first profile for today is from Mr. Rat777. They think the best thing about their count is their cars, and the worst thing is their words per minute. Mr. Rat777 is in the Expert League, which is pretty good. That is the 6th league along. They are using the Old School title, which is decent. Not my favorite, but not too bad. They average 85. They have a high of 116. Both of those are impressive numbers. Nice job. They have 5,160 total races, which isn't really a whole lot of races. They've been a member since September 20th, 2019, so a fair bit of time ago at this point, and they have 215 profile views, which isn't crazy, but it's not bad considering their race count. They are using the Evergreen Steamer. I do like this car. I don't really ever use it, but it's a neat car, and the trail that goes along with it fits quite nicely. If we take a look at their garage, I like the consistency with the color scheme, arranged very nicely. Not a lot of room to move things around considering they don't have the Infinity Garage, but that's okay. To each their own. This still looks really good. Total, they had 51.7 points. The next profile for today is from Cal X God Remembers. They think the best thing about their count is their words per minute, and the worst thing is their lack of Nitro Type Gold. Cal X God Remembers is in the Epic League, which is pretty decent. That is the 9th league along. They are using the Schools Out title, which I do like, and it's fitting considering that we are currently on summer break. They have an average of 82, high of 178. Both of those are very impressive numbers, especially that high speed. They have 10,161 total races, which is a decent amount of racing. They have been a member since December 18th, 2023, so almost 2 years at this point, and they have 780 profile views, which is nothing to write home about, but it's not too bad. Take a look at their car. They're using the F4U Corsair. I like this car. It's kind of it has weird proportions because the wings have to fit on the track, but that's not really their fault. More of Nitro Type's design team. Still a good looking car, and I like the trail you're using with it. If I take a look at their garage, I don't see any major themes going on. They have a decent amount of cars. Nothing to really write home about here. Looks pretty good. Total, they had 45.9 points. The next profile for today is from Justin Road to 10K. They think the best thing about their account is the amount of races they do a month, and the worst thing is their garage organization. Justin Road to 10K is in the Legends League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the League Champion title equipped, which is pretty fitting. They have an average of 81 with a high of 111. Both of those are good numbers. Nice job. They have 7,338 total races, which is a decent amount of racing. They have been a member since February 13th, 2025, so not really all that long ago. And they have 1,348 profile views, which is pretty good considering their race count. They are using the Liberty 41 Woody Deluxe. I really like this car, and it looks pretty neat in this paint job, and I like the trail you're using with it. Doesn't really fit the car per se, but it still looks really good. We took a look at their garage. I like the color consistency, and you've kind of spread the cars out. Lots of empty space in here you could definitely use if you had cars there, and then you have some arrangement here. Yeah, it looks really good. Let me scroll back up to the top here. Yeah, it's a good looking garage. There we go. Good looking garage. Total, they had 41.5 points. The next profile for today is from STBK. They think the best thing about their count is their cars, and the worst thing is their race count. STBK is in the Master League, which is pretty good. That is the 8th league along. They have the Nitro Rich title equipped, which is not my favorite, but it's not too bad. They have an average of 64, the high of 199. Both of those are good numbers, especially that high speed. Nice job. They have 4,126 total races, which isn't really a whole lot of races. They've been a member since November 15th, 2024, so about a year at this point, and they have 799 profile views, which is actually pretty good considering their race count. They are using the Bliss, I think it's the Blitz Esperante. I think that's how you're supposed to say it. I like this car. Really neat gradient. The one thing I don't like about it is the animation. But again, that's not this player's fault. I can't really judge him on that. And I really like the trail they're using with it. It kind of fits the color scheme nicely. Take a look at their garage. Looks like they have a decent amount of cars. Not a lot of room to work with them, but that's pretty common. Unfortunately, Nitro Type doesn't have an ability to expand past the amount of garages that your cars will fill unless you're using the Infinity Garage, which not everyone does, including myself. So I can't really blame him here. It's a good garage. In total, they had 37.5 points. The next profile for today is from Samuel. They think the best thing about their count is their profile views and top words per minute, and the worst thing is the amount of cars and races they have. Samuel is in the Legend League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the Titan of the Track title equipped, which I do like. They have an average of 98 with a high of 163. Both of those are very impressive numbers. Nice job. They have 32,684 total races, which is a lot of total races. Nice job. They have been a member since September 13th, 2023, so about 2 years at this point, and they have 3,986 profile views, which is is pretty decent. They are using the Liberty 67 shellback. Yes, this is a pretty easy car to get, but I still really like it. It's actually one of my favorites, and this trail that they're using with it, along with the Nitro, go along really nicely. Good job. If you take a look at their garage, they have some arrangement going on. I like how they have the Christmas cars together. That's a pro move there. They have the Easter cars together. It's also nice. And then, yeah, they've got this nice color gradient. Looks really good. Total, this person had 62.4 points. The next profile for today is from God First. They think the best thing about their account is their garage organization and account age, and the worst thing is their league. God First is in the Champion League, which is very good. That is the 7th league along. They are using the Eternal Spring title, which I think is alright. Again, titles aren't rated in the rubric, so when I talk about titles, I'm just kind of giving my opinion on them. They have an average of 97 with a high of 109. Both of those are pretty good numbers. Nice job. They have 8,589 total races, which is a decent amount of total racing, nothing too crazy. They have been a member since October 16th, 2015, so almost 10 years, which is crazy. And they have 1,773 profile views, which is decent. They have the yacht equipped. This is one of my favorite summer cars, especially in this color, and it fits this trail really well. Obviously, it's a boat, so water goes behind it. That makes sense. If we take a look at their garage, I really like what they've done with the place. This one's arranged really well, consistent paint scheme, and neat arrangement. Got to scroll all the way down to the bottom. In total, this person had 74.4 points. The next profile for today is from Dean HP. They think the best thing about their account is their league, account age, cars, and their status as a team owner, and the worst thing is their race count. Dean HP is in the Legend League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the executive title equipped, which I really like. I like puns. Puns are cool. They have an average of 80 with a high of 106. That's very nice. Good job. They have 11,034 total races, which is a decent amount of racing. Nothing insane. They've been a member since June 5th, 2018, so quite some time at this point. And they have 1,438 profile views, which is nothing to write home about. They're using the Egg Sadies, kind of goes along with their title. I actually really like this car. Not everyone does, but I do, and I like the trail they're using with it. It fits quite nicely. If we take a look at their garage, I like what they've done here. Nothing insane, but good amount of cars, and I like the arrangement, even though the paint scheme isn't super consistent. I also appreciate garages where they paint every car kind of the color they want to. That's what I did for a really long time. Total, this person has 66.2 points. The next profile for today is from Nitro Typer's YouTube. They think the best thing about their account is the fact that they have the Corsa Ultima and the perk, and the worst thing is their profile views. Nitro Typer's YouTube is in the Champion League, which is very nice. That is the 7th league along, pretty good. They have the League Champion title equipped, which is fitting with their league. They have 101 average with a high of 146. Both of those are pretty good numbers. Nice job. They have 20,094 total races, which is a pretty good amount of races. Very nice job. They have been a member since May 19th, 2022, so about 3 years at this point, and they have 1,913 profile views, which is nothing to write home about, especially considering their race count. They are using the Corsa Ultima. This is actually one of my favorite cars. I think it's a little overdone in terms of the detail and the animation, but it still is a good looking car, and it's pretty hard to get, and they're using a nice trail along with it. The Nitro actually fits the trail super well. Nice job there. If we took a look at their garage, I do like what they've done here. Not really a whole lot of consistent organization. We see some cars of like types grouped together, some of the trucks, these, I'm sure there's lots of others, these Lamborghinis, the sleds, things like that, these. So yeah, there's definitely effort put in here. Looks very good. Total of 59.9 points. The next profile for today is from Danny. They think the best thing about their account is their car collection, and the worst thing is their profile views. Danny is in the Legend League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the Operation Typing title equipped, which is a really rare title. Only a few people have it, so nice job there. They have an average of 114 with a high of 140. Both of those are impressive numbers. Nice job. They have 131,000 races exactly, which I think is kind of nice. That's also a ton of races. Nice job. They have been a member since May 13th, 2020, so about 5 years at this point, and they have 13,393 profile views, which is pretty good. They have the 9-bit racer equipped, which I do like. It's kind of a basic car, but that's why I like it. And they have this neat shell trail equipped. It's definitely like a video game themed thing here. Very nice. To look at their garage, I would expect nothing less than a pretty loaded garage from a person like this. Lots of cars. Not a lot of arrangement, I would say, in terms of layout like we see with some, but like Halloween cars together, Christmas cars together, those things, which then back to school cars together. Look at that. Very nice. So yeah, very good looking garage, total of 121.6 points. And the last profile for today is from Power Surge YouTube. They think the best thing about their account is their garage organization and account age, and the worst thing is their race count. Power Surge YouTube is in the Legend League, which is very nice. That is the highest league you can be in. They have the Can Do Dynamo title equipped, which I do like. I don't know what that's from. It must be at least somewhat rare because I don't really see it a lot. They have an average of 110 with a high of 155. Those are both very impressive numbers. Nice job. They have 28,750 total races, which is a lot of total races. Very good. They have been a member since August 18th, 2020, so 5 years at this point, and they have 2,762 profile views, which is a decent amount of profile views. They have the Liberty Cobra GSTR equipped. This is one of my favorite cars in the game, simply because of its nostalgia. I used it a lot back when I first joined. Really nice car, like it a lot, and this trail goes along with it super well. If you take a look at the garage, I like what they've done here. Ooh, did they do the color gradient thing? They did the color gradient thing. I like the color gradient thing, if you can't tell. Every time I see it, I'm like, ooh, very nice. Total, they had 76.2 points. Here is the rubric for today. As you can see, Danny won with a score of 121.6. Congratulations. Power Surge YouTube got second with a score of 76.2, and in a close third was God First with a score of 74.4. Before I send them their cash, I'll slowly scroll through the rubric and you all can see what you got. Let me know in the comments if you were in today's video. Alright, now we'll be right back with their cash. Danny's gotten their 2 million, Power Surge has gotten their 1 million, and God First has gotten their 500 grand. And as is the case with every single one of these episodes, I use a random number generator to pick one person from today to win 500 grand as an incentive to win, just for the people that don't think they're gonna win. It's just nice to have your account in these videos. This is kind of incentive to do that, so let's get that number. And it's going to be 2. So, Cal X God Remembers has won 500 grand. I'll be right back with that. And Cal X God Remembers has gotten their cash. That is it for today's video. If you did enjoy, it'd be great if you consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I really do appreciate it. If you'd like to enter, make sure to click that YouTube video link that I have in the description of this video. Watch those instructions fully and make sure to enter in the Google form. If you have any questions about that, make sure to let me know and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Have a wonderful day and I will see you all in the next one.